Hi guys, welcome back to our channel guys. We're here with the next video. First of all guys, I want to say thank you guys for your love and support guys. And we here today guys, we're going to be talking about our pets guys. About our pets.
Yeah,
So,
guys.
but
This video is going to be about how we became the proud owners of 11 cats and dogs.
seven cats and 4 dogs.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but
It's okay.
go right ahead.
Yeah, guys. So, I know it sounds like a lot, right? It's a full house. So, yeah, guys. You guys probably seen a few of them who's watched us before. A few of our cats, I think, in some of our videos. So, guys, we have, like you said, 7 cats and 4 dogs. So before, growing up, the cats that we have now. So one of the cats, whose name is Bella. We had her for like 12 years now. And at that time, she had gotten pregnant with another cat that we had then. And she gave us 2 babies. So that made her with 2 babies, 3 cats. So the babies are like 10 years old now. We still have them. So that's 3 of them, right? We found her on the street. And we're the type of people, I'm the type of person, I can't see stray cats and dogs or anything, any type of animal. I'm the kind that I have food in our trunk. Anytime I'm driving, I must stop to feed the stray cats. Yeah, so we found her on the street where we used to live 12 years, 13 years ago. And we picked her up. She was a kitten. We brought her in. At that time, we had like 5 or 6 male cats. She ended up getting pregnant before we could have, neutered her. But yeah, she ended up giving us 2 babies. So we have kept those 2 babies. So that's how we got Bella and her 2 daughters, Papa and Lung Chung. I know, they're so weird name, guys. Each of our animals have like at least, I would say, like 3 or 4 names. Everyone in the house has their own name for the animals. Anyway, so that's how we got them. And they're 3 girls. So after them, the other cats that we had in the last like 3 or 4 years, where we used to live before we got our house, actually died of old age. So when we got our house, we actually had, right before we moved to our house, we ended up picking up 2 stray cats. 1 stray cat and a kitten that we used to feed where we used to live. So the stray cat, he was a young cat. And we used to feed him every day, and he would come to our door every day and we would feed him. And eventually, right before we moved here, like about 2 or 3 months before, he just came inside and he just never left, and we got stuck with him. And his name is Sir. So how I decided to call him Sir, but how he ended up with that name was anytime we addressed him, we would say, "Sir, excuse me, sir." So it kind of just stuck with him.
Hey sir.
Yeah. So like shortly after he moved in on his own without invitation, a day we were outside, and where we used to live before, in our old apartment, between the buildings, there was a kitten being almost eaten by like 100 raccoons. I'm not even joking. Like, there were a whole bunch of raccoons stacked up between the sides of the buildings trying to eat this little kitten. So with the help of my mom, guys, so we were able to get that little kitten out of that situation, and we brought him into the apartment. We showered him. We gave him Frontline, whatever. And I mean, he was a kitten, he was cute, obviously, and we didn't just ended up keeping him. We didn't even bother to like put him for adoption or anything, or to see if he belonged to anybody. So that there left us with 5 cats right before we got our house. So once we got our house, guys, we had 5 cats, and being in a house, moving from a very tiny apartment, you never even knew we had cats anymore because you never saw them anymore in the house. And then eventually, after living at our new house, maybe like a couple months, 2 or 3 months down the line, our next door neighbors, her husband had passed away, and he had two white English lab dogs, two girls. They were fairly puppies. They were like almost 2. And yeah, guys, she, after he died, she decided that she wanted to put them down because she couldn't deal with it. So of course, again, me being the have to rescue every animal that I can, I said I'm gonna take them, so yeah, guys, we ended up with 2 huge white labs, Clara and Nora. They're twins, they're sisters. And that was shortly after we moved here, and it was a lot. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you about the one dog that we had from
That's what I'm thinking.
from where we used to live. You didn't even remind me.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Guys, I forgot we have a Yorkie. How did we get him? Like 3, almost 4 years ago. So I was dropping him a day at work because I needed the car. This was like about almost 4 years ago. And coming back home, I remember the light was about to change, and the car in front of me tried to ran the light, and ended up hitting a very tiny Yorkie run across the street. So once again, me being how I am, I had to stop and help this dog. And I did try to get the dog. He bit me. It was like, oh my God, that morning was so crazy. I finally got someone to help me from the building across the street. And they came, they tried to help me get him in the car. I took him to our vet and to see if he had a chip. Because he was a Yorkie, I mean, I really thought he would have had a chip. When I ended up getting there and they scanned him, he didn't have no chip, but he had really bad injuries from the...
He broke his back, his side back leg.
Yeah, and it was broken really bad. His hip was displaced, it was broken. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. And we didn't have any dogs, guys. And at that time, we just had our cats. 3 cats at this time. And we was like, we were in a small apartment, our girls were small. We didn't have our son yet. And, I was like, it's going to be a lot to get a dog. I didn't know what to do with him. But when I did call the pound, they said if, I bring him and no one claims him in 72 hours, that they're going to put him down. So again, me wanting to rescue everything, I was like, I couldn't let that happen. Even if I could give him a year or 2 more of life, I'm going to try to. And we just ended up keeping him. We posted flyers, we did websites, all kinds of stuff. And yeah, no one claimed him.
So he ended up and get stuck with us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and his name is Beta. And he's been with us for almost like 4 years now.
Yeah, about 4 years.
Yeah, so when we moved to our new house, guys, sorry, I had to backtrack a little bit, but yeah, when we moved to our new house, we had 5 cats and 1 dog. And then after we moved, the situation with Clara and Nora with our neighbor, that's how we got them. And then shortly after, like maybe 5 or 6 weeks, guys, after getting these 2 big dogs that I've never had growing up, he's never had, and they were like a handful. Our neighbor across the street, an old lady, she has a dog and 2 cats. And like living here for the few months, we always would see like the dog run away, and she would be, she was very old and sickly and whatever, and she would always be like trying to get, coming outside, calling the dog, and the dog would just be running in the street, and we would always try to go and help to get the dog back to her because she wasn't able to get the dog. So that happened multiple times. But then after a few months of living here, and then maybe like 5 or 6 weeks after getting Clara and Nora, she fell sick really badly, which we weren't aware of. So there was this day we were going Walmart, and as we were going down our street, there was an animal control truck coming up the street, and then there were police and ambulance in front of our neighbor's house. So I was like, oh my God, something happened, that animal control is gonna go take the animals. So I instantly told him, you need to turn back, we have to go see what's going on. So when we turned back now and went to see what was going on, it turns out she hurt herself really bad, and she was going to the hospital, but the animals could not stay in the house without you know, they couldn't stay there alone because she would have probably been in the hospital for a couple of days. So the animal control came to take the dog and 2 cats. And I was like, oh my God, you know, what's going to happen? Like, how is this situation going to turn out? They was like, well, they'll have them in the pound. They'll all be in cages, separate cages. And just, you know, hopefully, you know, God willing, she comes out in a couple days, then she'll get them back. So I was like, okay, so the dog was like 9 years old. Her name is Tigger. And the 2 cats is a grandmother and her grandson. And
say what kind of dog and what kind of cat is it?
Yeah, the dog Tigger, she's a Chihuahua, and the 2 cats are Tonkinese cats. They're basically a mix of Siamese and Burmese, which I've never heard of until then. And they're really, really beautiful. They look just like Siamese, but just their face is not as long. It's more flatter. I guess they get it from the Burmese. But yeah, and the grandmother and the grandson, the grandmother was about like 10, and her name is Shirley. And then her grandson, he's about 8 or 9. I'm guessing. We don't really know much of their age, but we do know they're older. I think that's what she had told us. And his name is Oliver. So I was like, no, I can't let this happen. You know, older animals, you know, they get stressed out. Maybe they might, you know, something might happen to them. What if she stays longer than a few days? You know, so I was like, okay, if it was okay with her, we would have fostered them. And she was so happy for that, guys. So we took the dog and 2 cats. It was a process trying to get the cats over, you know, with the scary situation. Now, we were expecting that to be a short term.
No, they got stuck here.
Yeah, we were expecting that to be like maybe a week or 2. It ended up being that she had to go to a nursing home for a long time.
Because she lived by herself, guys.
Yeah.
She don't have no husband.
She don't have
or anything.
family
She
or
just lived by
anything.
herself.
Yeah, so guys, they ended up getting stuck with us. So we ended up with a house full of 11 animals.
7 cats and 4 dogs.
Yeah, guys. And we later on started feeding another cat that would come to our door every single day.
I never see him back though.
And no, he would come to our door, guys, every single day, pouring out our door. A really beautiful cat. He was gold. I had posted him on the Ring app, and I heard he was the neighborhood tomcat. They named him Tiffany. But yeah, we used to feed him every day. He even came into the house 1 or 2 times. And he left like right away, seeing the other cats.
If he would have still come around, guys, I bet he would have moved into our house too.
Yeah, he would have probably moved in.
But
he was on the verge of moving in.
When last he came around? Last summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't around from. Yeah, last summer was last time he came out, and that was it. He never came out back. We never see him back.
Yeah. We did hear though from the neighborhood that he actually is somebody's cat, and they believe that they stopped letting him out, which is good. I'm glad for that. But yeah, guys, so this is the story of how we ended up with all these animals.
So one of our next video, guys, we're gonna make a next video, which we're gonna excuse me, which we're gonna introduce all of them. So we're gonna introduce the cat and the dog, but I don't think
that's gonna be a process.
That's what I'm saying. It wouldn't happen. All wouldn't happen one time.
You might see some of them in our videos.
Yeah, because.
But yeah,
it will be rough to rungs up all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna do is, like, you know, maybe if we do a video one day and one of them run across, we could able to explain, like, oh, which one is this?
Yeah.
You know, so in this way, guys, you guys gonna know who and what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna know which one name is, you know.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So yeah, guys, I mean, that's about it for, you know, a little introduction, you know about our pets and how we got them. You know, if you guys have any questions, you can comment. Maybe I missed out something, you know, about them. But yeah, that's how we got all 11 animals. Hopefully it stays at 11. Because it's a lot, guys. Our house is like crazy.
Don't mess with her animal, guys. She all about her animal.
Yeah, guys.
Don't mess with them, guys.
I'm all about animals, guys. I grew up with cats. You know, as I got older, dogs started to get involved. But yeah, guys, I'm like hands-on animal lover.
She all about the cats and dogs, guys.
Yeah.
So Don't play with them.
Yeah, guys. So yeah, that's me. I love animals. I'll help any type of animal. I'm the type of person, like, when we're driving on the highway and I see something, you know, got into an accident. Yeah, that makes me sad. I'm like, oh my God, like, you know.
Yeah, guys,
so
we're at work, guys. We're at work, like around the corner before I turn to my building. It got like 3 cats. They'll always be outside. So every time she would go with me sometime to, like, even when if she want to use the car or anything, she would just be like, she always see them. So one day she make me throw in a case of Frisky,
Yep.
the Frisky, the cat food in the trunk in our truck. So every time she go, if she gotta go drop me, if she want to use the car,
I gotta feed them.
she would just stop by over there and feed the cats.
Yep.
You know.
Have to. Yeah, guys. So that's, you know, that's how it is with us.
Yeah, guys. So till then, guys, we'll see you in one of our next video, guys. And like, share, and subscribe, guys.